Hello, YouTube. Today I'm going to be talking about everybody's favorite subject. The trial of George Zimmerman for the murder of Trayvon Martin and the media circus surrounding this. Break the video down in several parts. The first part, I'm going to be talking about the two principals in the matter. On one hand, you have George Zimmerman, neighborhood watch captain. By all accounts, he's not a particularly sympathetic person. A lot of people refer him to Z pussy, Zimmer pussy, Zimmer faggot, whatnot. And all facts available that have been confirmed from several sources, he does seem to be somewhat of a wannabe Barney Fife. He's always calling the law on everybody and their grandma. In fact, this isn't substantiated, but I heard he called the law on a little girl riding some Hot Wheels. Dude obviously has too much time on his hands. And then there's the arrest but not convictions, for domestic violence, a couple fights with the cops, whatnot. And a lot of people say that he was not prosecuted or convicted because his father is a judge and has a lot of influence. It's not out of the realm of possibility. I've also heard other things that, not from many different sources, and I'm not going to parrot them as fact, but it's been said that he is on psych medicine for personality disorder, several other things. All right, now we move on to the other participant in the matter, Trayvon Martin. He also doesn't seem to be particularly sympathetic. He doesn't seem to be a future Ted Bundy or Richard Ramirez, but, as the facts unfolded, he seemed to be a little bit into the urban gangsta culture, had a few problems at school, and was a very physically formidable young man. So now we got that out of the way. Those are the two participants. Now I'm going to talk about the people on social media, message boards, take one side or another. Well, first, I'm going to get at you Trayvon supporters. And the very first ones I'm going to get at is the people on Twitter threatening to riot. You know what? You people make Forrest Gump and Kelly Bundy look like Mensa members. I don't know if you know this, but the government can watch you, and technically threatening to start a riot, incite a riot, or participate in a riot is a crime. So, you might not get the chance to riot, buddy, or loot, because your ass might be sitting in the county. And then that's more beer and furniture and stuff for everybody else chooses to go that route. And then another thing is the constant branding. Anybody that thinks that, the evidence doesn't convince me that Zimmerman should be convicted. Oh, all of a sudden you're a Klansman. All of a sudden you were right there in Jasper dragging James Byrd yourself. It makes no sense. It's knee-jerk emotional reactions, and then you fail to put yourself in Zimmerman's shoes, which might be difficult being that he's not a real sympathetic character, and I understand that. But still, if you're going to have an opinion on world events, you should try to come from here and not from here. But on to the Zimmerman supporters. Okay. It's one thing to think that he should not be convicted of second-degree murder or even manslaughter. It's one thing to think that, the shooting was legit. It's a whole nother to act like he didn't play a part in the incident either. The guy, how would you like it if some asshole was following you around when you weren't committing a crime, you had business being where you were, and like I said to the Trayvon supporters, Put yourself in Martin's shoes for a half second. You know, it wouldn't hurt you. Plus, they're probably $200 tennis shoes. Pretty comfortable. But in any case, the man had a right to be there, and he had every right to get angry when somebody, you know, creeps up on him, as he put it. And then another thing, you keep bringing up irrelevant shit. Okay, Martin, you know, he was a known marijuana smoker. You know, like that makes you dangerous. Okay, well, if you're a 12-inch pastrami sandwich, yeah, marijuana smokers are dangerous as fuck. And then a lot's made about the Skittles and tea being to make lean. I'm from Texas, homie. This is the home of lean. You know what I'm saying? I've drank lean before, and unlike hallucinogenic and stimulant drugs, it doesn't make you violent. It makes you into a fucking zombie. So it's an opiate. So in any case, you know, it's irrelevant and not. And then you bring up him, you know, flipping off the camera. Well, you know what? George Bush flipped off the camera too, and a lot of you are not going to call him a thug. You know, so, you know, you know, stick to the facts, stick to logic. You know, if you think he should not be in jail, you know, state accurate reasons. And then another thing, some of the overt racism goes too fucking far. Okay, I understand that it's real frustrating anytime you take a stand that doesn't fit the orthodox PC meme that some big bad white dude, and by the way, Zimmerman's not white, neither Jews nor Cubans are white. Zimmerman couldn't go to a Klan meeting, I'm telling you. But anyway, if you don't support it, everybody always calls you a racist. I'm very familiar, more so than most, of being labeled a racist unfairly. I'm a Ron Paul supporter, a Second Amendment advocate, a firearms owner, and have been actively or passively involved in the constitutional militia for years. Now, I get called racist. Now, rather than just react to it by being a racist and using racist language and throwing around racist stereotypes, some of which are more justified and some of them are totally unjustified, but that's another video. In any case, I take the high road, and I've gotten emails and people tell me in person, you know what, Paul, I judge you wrong. You know, you're not like that. And, you know, maybe I have to reevaluate. And that's the way to be, man. You don't react to people calling you an asshole by just being an asshole, even though that's a lot easier. Now, finally, now I get to really get mad. The media, the government, everything. You hoes gonna get it. If y'all don't get it in this life, good Lord gonna strike you down. Cause you ain't done nothing, not a goddamn thing, but instigate this shit and make it into something it's not. Whether it was from doctoring the tapes to just everything. And everybody knows what the media's done in this shit, and you know, instigating tensions at an already tense time, you know, pulling people's chains, although it's the sheeple's fault partially that their chains are getting pulled, but y'all motherfuckers going to hell. You know what, if somebody does right, I hope they come down to all the news stations and newspapers and all that shit, because this shit is entirely y'all's fault. This should be a legal matter settled in a court of law, not a fucking media circus. I'm out, homies. Keep it Taylor and stay Kanye free.